What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you guys are not new here. I was taking a look at my channel and I was like, what do I need to post for you guys? Like, what can I get up on the channel that you guys absolutely need to see? And if you guys don't know me, okay, and even if you do know me, you might not know this about me. I'm a content machine. I pump out so much content between the two companies that I run, between the 3 different pages that we have. I run Facebook pages for both companies. I run my own page on Instagram. I have the 2 pages between the fitness coaching company and the business coaching company. I'll leave both of those right here for you guys. And there's a lot of content, right? And of course I do have team members that do help me, but a lot of it is me. A lot of the filming is me. A lot of the ideas are me. That's because I have so many all the time. And I want to share with you guys how I'm able to pump out so much content, because I'm posting pretty much every single day across multiple platforms. And a lot of this is actually a repurposing process, which I will make for a different video. But I want to share with you guys the content method that I've used to not only produce content at mass, but also to produce content that helps with more conversions, actually getting more sales and taking people who are in your audience and monetizing them. So let's dive into today's video. So I've created plenty of other videos about how to sell your offer and how to figure out who your ideal client is and really how to understand what your offer is to be able to sell to people. And I will tell you, first off, it is way easier to create content when you know who you're talking to and you know how you help them. So if you don't know those 2 things, that's gonna be the first thing for you to go back in my old videos and take a look at. I have a video that's called how to sell your offer, and that video will be a great precursor if you want to learn who your ideal client is and what your offer is first to be able to sell it to them. So go back and watch that, then come back over here. If you've seen it already, keep listening in, okay? I want to show you guys my high key content method that shows you, once you know who your ideal client is and what your offer is, how to take one pain point and turn it into tons of different pieces of content. So the way that I do this is basically every single week I sit down and I think about communication I've had with my clients. I think about different things that came up in my own life. Maybe it's something that I struggled with, maybe it's something that someone in my business has struggled with, and I sit down and I just write out some of the ideas or the pain points that maybe have come up that I want to speak on. And so that alone is giving me a ton of ideas to be able to create content. I'm that kind of person that when something comes up in my day, I'm always asking myself, how can I use this for content? Whether it's something that comes up with a client, whether it's a thought in my own head, a conversation that I have. So the more experiences that you have, the more connection to people that you have, the more pieces of content you're more than likely going to have. So when you have these ideas and when these things come up, or maybe you're thinking about some of the pain points that your current ideal clients are struggling with, what I like to then do is I like to look at my content bucket. So I have this content bucket, and this is something I actually share with my clients, but I'm gonna share it with you guys today as well. And this content bucket basically has 6 different types of content that you can produce. Now, I'm gonna talk about producing content primarily on Instagram, because when you produce for Instagram, you can usually cross-pollinate and put that on any other platform, including YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever it might be. So this content bucket right here, you can see has 6 different types of content. Now, I'm gonna give you guys some examples based off of some pain points that some people inside of my online fitness coaching company have struggled with. But what's really cool is when you have these 6 different types of content and you plug in one pain point, you can take that one pain point and that alone is 6 different pieces of content. You can say it and you can tell it in different ways. It can be a personal story and a personal connector. You can give your personal opinion on a topic. You can showcase a problem or a pain point, and you can talk about the consequences if someone doesn't solve that problem. You can showcase a teaching method. So these are really great videos like how-to videos. You can do an invitation or a call to action. This is essentially when you're calling your audience to take action on either the program itself, leave a comment down below, like it, whatever it might be. And then you have Service Spotlight, which is one of my favorites. This is where you talk about how that specific pain point can relate to something inside of your program. So I want to give you guys an example of all 6 of these, because I'm going to show you how you can take one pain point and turn it into 6 pieces of content. Then I'm going to show you how you can still take that one pain point, that same pain point, and turn it into 18 pieces of content. This specific strategy is a strategy that I've used that's helped me produce content for months at a time and been able to pump out things that consistently represent what my brand is. You almost want to sound like a broken record when it comes to your brand. You want to be hitting home on the same message again and again and again. So when you can do that with multiple pieces of content that talk to different people who retain information in different ways, some visual, some through resonance, some through being able to relate to you. So when you produce different types of content based off of one specific topic, people receive it differently. So you're talking to more people and they're resonating more with the content. So let's go ahead and just give a quick example. If you're an online coach or a personal trainer, and let's say that your client is having a hard time with tracking their macros. And the reason that we want them to track macros is because we want them to be able to lose body fat, be more sustainable on their diet. So the first one is a personal story. So can you think back to a very specific instinct or something that happened in your life where you had a hard time with macro tracking? Maybe you had a hard time staying on track. So that's number one, right? That's one piece of content that you can share. Now here's where you're gonna get the multiple pieces of content just from this alone. On Instagram, you have a carousel that you can post. Now this is basically one of those swipe throughs where you can talk about one topic on the first slide and you can expand on the topic almost like you're teaching somebody a masterclass with a few more slides. This can easily be done in canva.com. If you've never heard of Canva, check it out. It's probably one of the best tools that any online creator or service provider can use. I'm not partnered, I just absolutely love this platform and most creators do. So you can use a carousel. You can also make it into a reel on Instagram. So you can turn it into a reel with a trending audio or a trending sound, or you could simply just use a talking head reel, something like what I'm doing currently where you're just talking to the camera about the topic. And then lastly, you could use it as a photo. So now you have this one piece of content where you're sharing a personal story about when you had a hard time with tracking macros and how you were able to overcome that. You've made it into a reel, a carousel, or you've just posted a photo of yourself that people can resonate with telling that same story. So that's 3 different pieces of content that you can post over the course of 3 months. So next is personal opinion. So can you give your opinion on why you believe someone has trouble with macro tracking? Can you give your opinion on why you think people give up on macro tracking before they actually give it a chance? You can easily turn this into a talking head reel where you're talking to the camera. You can make a video of you making food in the kitchen and you could do a voiceover. You could just put text on the screen with a trending sound in the background. That's a few different reel ideas just with one topic again. So you can make that into a reel. You can make it into a carousel where on the first slide you're talking about, this is why I think most people have a hard time tracking macros to lose weight. You can do step 1, number 2, number 3, and you can actually put that as a swipe through so people are learning with each swipe through that they have. And you can also just make a photo where you have a photo of you and you can turn that into a story in the caption and give your personal opinion. So you can see then that's where you get the next 3 pieces of content. So that's already 6 pieces of content just from a single topic alone. Now, I'm not gonna go into all the different types of content that I talked about, all 6 of them. I just wanted to give you examples for those first 2, but you can see how just with the first 2, with a single pain point, you're able to make 6 pieces of content. So if you keep going with the rest of the types of content with the pain stake, if you talk about, a service spotlight and you highlight how you actually help your clients with tracking macros, that's gonna be another way for you to show how you help your clients. You're giving your personal opinions, and now you have all different types of content that speak to different types of people, but that are still your same ideal client. So if you're having a hard time with producing content, this is a really easy way for you to bang out multiple pieces of content. And now my biggest recommendation with this is not posting all 18 of them in 1 month. I do recommend what you do is you split it up between 2 to 3 months where maybe you're putting one as a carousel 1 month and the next month you're doing that same carousel but as a reel and then as a photo the following month. So you can see now you have 18 different pieces of content that you can disperse amongst 2 to 3 months. If you come up with 4 to 5 just different pain points every single 3 months, you're able to create as much content as you need to fill those 3 months worth of content. So if you have a hard time with building out content and you're someone who really likes structure, maybe you're working a part-time job, maybe a full-time job, this is a really easy way to do it. So this is a part of the high key content method where I teach coaches to strategize and structure a lot of content at once. Now, I didn't really talk to you guys about the meat of the content itself, where I talk about, how to go from boring content to bold content, which is something I do teach inside of my high key content method. If this is something that you want to learn more about, if it's something you want me to expand on, because I know it's one thing to be able to produce a bunch of content, but it's a whole other thing to produce content that really converts. That's something I teach inside of my high key content method. And if you guys want to learn more about this, I'm gonna leave the link to our Facebook group down below. I covered a 2-day free training in the Facebook group where you guys can just go to the pinned post at the top. And as I'm making this, and you'll see that it is in there if you guys want to catch the 2 hours worth of trainings on how to produce bold content that will convert. So I just wanted to make this video specifically to strategize with you guys and show you how you can create tons of content with just one single pain point. So with that being said, go out there, get in the field, think of some of the pain points that your ideal client struggles with, and start working towards putting these into this content strategy so that you can produce tons of pieces of content and never run out of content. Because let's be real, this is so much content that you can create just from these 6 types of content and from the different features that Instagram has with carousels, reels, and photos. So I hope you guys found this video really helpful. If you have any questions or want to learn more about our high key content method, just let me know in the comments down below. As always, I'd appreciate if you guys gave this video a thumbs up, and I come out with videos every 2 to 3 weeks or so, so I will continue putting out content for you guys. So if you have any requests, just leave them down below. Make sure that you guys hit that little subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.